My Jesus had begun to speak at 4 o'clock in the morning, amidst the pauses in my drowsiness. The word descended like a drop of light into my awakenings, and sank into the returns of sleep, for I am so exhausted and weary. It was as if Jesus were bending over my bed and saying a word to me from time to time. However, when the time came for me to sit up and move about, shaking off sleep, those words, which had been repeated several times, like the refrain of a spiritual lullaby, shone brightly in my mind. They are the first 2 sentences of the first passage on the 28th. Quotes, "Be perfect. Live as angels." Unquote. The other sentences were articulated following upon them. Not very much remained to be said when you came with Holy Communion, and everything was ended immediately afterwards. The other passage, as you will readily understand, is an internal view, can it be so stated, of my Jesus, wounded and dripping blood. It is not the handsome Jesus, dressed in white, orderly and majestic on other occasions, and it is not the resplendent baby the last time smiling from Mary's breast. It is a sad, extremely sad Jesus, whose tears are mixed with blood, bruised, unkempt, dirty, with his robe torn, his hands bound, and the crown tightly thrust into his head. I distinctly see the crown of large thorns, not long, but very dense, which penetrate and scratch his flesh. Every hair has its drop of blood, and blood descends in rivulets from his forehead, over his eyes, along his nose, and down onto his beard and neck and robe, dripping onto his hands, and his hands are so pale that it seems redder. It soaks the earth after having soaked his feet. But what is so very sad to see is his look. It is asking for mercy and love, and beneath its resigned gentleness betrays an infinite sorrow. Here too, if I could, I would like to be able to draw it for you and me. For if I consider carefully, no painting of Jesus and Mary that I'm familiar with resembles what I see, in either the features or the expression. The latter, above all, is missing in literary works. But for me to become a painter, nothing is impossible for God, it is true, but that is quite a lot. And I believe that the good Lord will not do so. So I won't congratulate myself on it either.